So the day has finally come. It looks like WWE Superstars, multiple WWE Superstars, are suspending their Twitch streams for the time being, in line with the edict passed down by Vince McMahon a couple of months ago. The first was AJ Styles, who took to his Discord server and posted that he will be suspending his Twitch channel as WWE is making changes regarding streaming and third-party platforms. He said that they will, quote, see what the future holds, but this isn't goodbye. He also reiterated that this isn't the end of the stream, it's just a pause. Now, I'll read out the full quote. It was on Styles Clash on Twitch. It said, quote, "At everyone, I want to thank you all for the great memories on Mixer and Twitch. I will cherish these memories, and I love every one of you that has made this possible and supported me. As many of you know, WWE is making some changes that involve streaming. We will see what the future holds in that regard. With that being said, I will be suspending Styles Clash stream. This isn't goodbye, but this is see you sometime in the future. We will leave Discord open, but since it won't be monitored, we will be making changes. Chris or I will let you know what that looks like once we figure it out. If you see me at the arenas or wherever, be sure to let me know you're part of the phenomenal family. Again, this isn't the end, it's just a pause. Thank you again for your support." Now, AJ Styles wasn't the first or wasn't the only one rather, to be closing down or at least pausing, suspending his Twitch stream. Mia Yim, Reckoning, it was part of Retribution on Monday Night Raw, took to her social media on Twitter and announced that she is also suspending her Twitch stream for the time being. She said, quote, "Sorry guys, no more stream for the time being. Thank you for making these past few difficult months manageable. Easy for me to say. It's not goodbye, it's see you later." This was also followed up by Cesaro, who during his live stream on Thursday, he signed off by saying he doesn't know when he'll stream again, and he'll likely find out more news when the rest of us do. He said, quote, "While I appreciate everyone spending some time here with me, I don't know when the next stream is going to be. I'll definitely let you guys know. Thanks everybody for spending time with me here. Thanks for the subs, thanks for the gift, thanks for the follows. I really do appreciate it. I hope I'll be back soon, but when, I don't know." So yeah, one last race. Who are we going to race today? So yeah, I don't know when we'll be back. Aleister Black and Zelina Vega essentially said the same thing when they signed off. They said, "In all fairness, we don't know." This was Aleister Black talking. "We don't know, but it's starting to look like, obviously, that this might be the last one for a while. We haven't been told anything, but obviously tomorrow is TV, and I know that there's going to be a conversation tomorrow, but it's not definite. It's not like this is the final stream ever." And then Zelina Vega, though, she chimed in and said, "Although it could be, I want you to be prepared for that too." Aleister Black continued, "It could be, but we don't think it is, but you never know. I think what's happening is they're trying to find some way to make it coexist within the WWE universe, or whatever way they want to do that, I don't know. And if we agree to that, I don't know. I literally can't tell you anything because we don't know anything." It's crazy, and I think the most heartbreaking one was when Paige was actually streaming at the time. She was streaming at the time. She was doing a Twitch stream at the time. The videos are out there. You can go to her Twitch channel and find the replay there. The videos are all over social media today. Basically, Paige was in the middle of a stream when she found out the news that she would have to close down her Twitch stream and that everyone else was suspending their Twitch stream at that time. And she was very upset and she was angry. Now, obviously, there's quite a few expletives in this, so you'll have to bear with me. But she said, quote, "There may be a time where I have to stop streaming. I'll have to walk away. If I have to leave, we have to make today and Saturday effing crazy. I've honestly gotten to the point where I cannot deal with this company anymore. Now I have to make a very important decision. I'm effing tired, man. I broke my neck twice for this company. Overworked. I broke my neck twice for this company. They don't realize that this community isn't about subs. We build a community and a family where this is an escape for a lot of people, including myself. I can't wrestle anymore. I was worked so hard in WWE that I can't wrestle anymore because my neck is effed. My whole dreams got taken away. I had to have something that fulfilled this huge void that I lost with wrestling. I couldn't wrestle anymore, something I lived and breathed since I was a fetus, and it got ripped away from me. I had to find something that I could feel a little bit of that, and Twitch was a wonderful thing for me. It's such a wonderful place for me." Now, as I mentioned, throughout this stream, Paige was, if you go and watch it, she was really fighting back tears, and she was very, very upset. At one point, she even had to walk away from the camera because she was fighting back tears that much. She said she will see how she feels, and she even mentioned once again looking into unionization. And she's been learning and talking to a unionization lawyer. She followed this up with, quote, I understand if they like, you're a wrestler every day and doing shows every day, but I'm an injured wrestler. I get used for media stuff sometime. But at the end of the day, I'm in my house going crazy and I just need something to keep me sane. Twitch was my escape. Right now, I'm sitting on my backside, essentially. I'm having to tweak that a little bit. People think I should be thankful that I have a job, and I am. But it doesn't mean I have to be treated badly. I had my neck taken away from me twice. You can't take away my Twitch too. I'm going to keep streaming. We'll see how that goes. I haven't been used on TV in over a year. This is our fun where we can be ourselves. This is why we're here and on Twitch. We also have a wonderful community. What's the pocket change we're getting compared to the billions that these people are getting? We're not hurting anybody or doing anything harmful. We're just having a good time. People are on YouTube, have merchandise, wrestling schools, and Twitch gets taken down. Now, obviously, Paige, she was going through a variety of emotions during this stream. As you can imagine, finding out this news during stream is not easy. And after going through this range of emotions, Paige did say that, of course, she loves working for WWE, but she doesn't agree with their choices. She said she didn't want people talking BS on WWE. She wants everyone to support the talent. She also said she knows it's a business decision and it's not personal, but she still doesn't agree with it. Now, this infuriates me. It really does infuriate me, and I've done a couple of videos on this now a few times on the channel because it's been a developing story over the last sort of 6 weeks, couple of months. And I want to remind you all, and Stephanie McMahon was very quick to retweet this and give props to the WWE because they were recently named 2020 Corporation of the Year at this year's PR News, CSR and Non-Profit Awards. Bear in mind, this is the same company that has told its independent contractors, not employees, independent contractors, that are not allowed to work with third parties such as Twitch. They also have a deal with Saudi Arabia in the Middle East despite human rights and women's issues there. They fired over 400 employees and talent during a pandemic. They've kept talent on despite the speaking out allegations levied to them over the summer. They've got multiple outbreaks at a variety of facilities in Florida, which they're being investigated by currently by Orange County, which includes the Performance Center, the Amway Center, and Full Sail University. People said about this whole Twitch thing when it first started, oh, WWE, they'll backtrack because it's bad PR. It's bad PR. They won't do it. And I've got to the point now, I don't know about you, I've got to the point, WWE, they don't care about PR. They really don't. Good PR, bad PR, they don't care about it. What they ultimately care about the most is money. It's money. And despite being independent contractors, WWE is persevering with, quite frankly, bullying their talent into not being able to make extra money during a pandemic. That is exactly what the situation is now. And I made this analogy on social media. I was actually quite stunned with the response it got. I said, imagine Marvel, right? You've got Marvel Studios. Imagine they say to Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr., they say he's not allowed to have outside interests with other parties. Imagine Robert Downey Jr., he might have a YouTube account, I don't know. Imagine they say to him, ooh, Rob, you can't have a YouTube account. No. And they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't, because they're not psychopaths and it's not legal for them to do so. And it's the same situation here with WWE and Twitch. It's all about the money and it's wrong. And I was stunned because I got a couple of responses to this said, wow, if it was Robert Downey Jr. and he was doing a Twitch stream about Iron Man, as Iron Man, when did I say that? When did I say that? You're adding on these weird extras onto this analogy that doesn't exist, by the way. But it's ridiculous, and that's fine. I would understand that if Paige and Cesaro and etc. they're doing streams as Paige as Cesaro, and I think that originally was the case, but they're not anymore. It's Claudio's Cafe, Claudio Castagnoli. That's Cesaro's real name. Where is the infringement on WWE there? Because if you're saying that that's WWE's intellectual property, their real name, which they don't own. Two, if you're saying just because Cesaro's there in human form, they own that. They don't own the person. They don't own the image and the likeness of the actual person. That is ludicrous. And Paige was the same. Yes, Paige originally, it was Paige. She used the name Paige. She doesn't now. She uses Soraya Bavis, her real name. If you're saying that they own her real name, they don't. If you're saying that just because Paige is there and it looks like Paige the character, they own that, they don't. And ultimately what this comes down to money and greed. That's all it comes down to. Andrew Yang, he was on the Chris Van Vliet show and he said the same thing. Ultimately, it's just about greed. And it's shameful. And it raises this conversation once again of independent contractors in WWE. This independent contractors, and to be honest, it's a wider thing because other professional wrestling companies do the same. It's independent contractors, not employees. And it's outrageous, specifically for WWE, and I'm putting AEW in there because they label them as independent contractors. When AEW first started out, you had Cody saying they're going to be employees and they're going to get benefits, and that quieted down very, very quickly. Very, very quickly, didn't it? I'm just saying. They're labeled as independent contractors so they don't get the benefits of regular employees. And WWE, they're a billion-dollar company. They're a publicly traded company. And they can't give benefits to these people that break their necks for the company. It's crazy. It's crazy. Paige, on her example, she's not even a wrestler. She's not even a wrestler. She is sitting at home and you're telling her she can't do that. What else can she do? There's even rumours that Lita, who is a WWE Hall of Famer, she's retired. I think she might come back to do one match. Even that, and she had neck issues. There's rumours that because she's under contract in a Legends deal, she might have to shut down her stream too. I mean, that is madness. That is absolute madness. And in the reality of it all, what it really stems down to, it's WWE, Vince McMahon, seeing their talent making money, and then they're saying, Vince McMahon is saying, how come we don't get that money? Wait a minute, you're telling me that when Saraya Davis does a stream, that money goes straight into her pocket, but it should go into our pocket first and we should give them chump change. And also as well, and I don't want to make this like a massive hit piece on fans, obviously this is quite critical of WWE, but quite frankly as well, I'm stunned by the amount of people that are taking WWE's side in this. Oh, they should be happy to have a job. Oh, it's just WWE protecting their business interests. Or it's just them protecting their property, blah, blah, blah. And it's mindsets like that, it's takes like that make WWE think they can get away with this stuff. It's people like that that are reinforcing WWE into thinking that this is okay. These people that are doing these streams, they're not employees. They're independent contractors. This is WWE bullying their talent. They are holding them to ransom during a pandemic, I might add, where there is limited money. Money is on the way down and they're taking money out their pocket. They don't care about their talent. They can do all these community outreach programs. They can say, oh, look at how great company we are in WWE community, and Stephanie McMahon can retweet all this stuff, but they don't care about their talent. They don't. They don't care about PR. They care about money. It's always been about money. And this isn't 1985 anymore. You shouldn't be able to get away with this classification of independent contractors. It's just wrong. You won't call the people who break their bodies, they spend 300 days a year, sometimes over that, away from their families on the road. You won't call them employees who break their necks and their bodies for the company, yet you control everything, every minute detail about their lives. Their schedule, their dates, their outside interests, their social media presence, their YouTube channel, their Twitch stream. They can't work with third parties and other organizations. You can do all of that. You can control all of that if they're employees of the company. Yet they're not employees of the company and they don't get any of the benefits they should get. They don't get health insurance, they don't get dental, they have to pay for their own trans, they have to pay for rental cars, their gas, their hotel room, their food while they're on the road, doing their job for the company, I might add. And on the same day that everyone was suspending their Twitch streams last night, and on the same day they were closing down their accounts, at the same time you have a third quarter call with Vince McMahon, etc. on, and WWE talking about we've made record profits and record revenue. Where did that revenue come from? Where did that profit come from? That came from when you fired a bunch of people during the pandemic and you took money out of the talent's pocket that were making it on Twitch streams during a time which they're working less, and in some cases because of the pandemic they can't even go outside. I mean, imagine if you are Paige. Put yourself in Paige's shoes right now. You can't wrestle. Your entire life is being, I want to become a wrestler, and you make it. And she went to the main roster when she was like 21 or something ridiculous like that. And obviously she's gone through a multitude of personal issues too. And you finally feel like, after this terrible luck with the neck injuries, the personal problems, etc., you finally think, you know what, I might have found something that allows me to be a little bit creative, allows me to fill a void that I obviously lost when I couldn't do what I love to do. I haven't been on TV for a year. I only occasionally get asked by the company to do media stuff, and they tell me what to do and what I can and can't say during that. I have to just sit at home during a pandemic. I broke my neck twice for the company, and finally you find something. This Twitch thing, this makes me feel like I can actually do something, and it fills that void that was left when I had to retire from professional wrestling. And, it helps me mentally, and yes, I make a bit of money on the side too. Oh, by the way, you can't do that. Company, one phone call. No. You have this 75-year-old man telling her, no, you can't do that. Why? Because that should be our money, not your money. It's Vince McMahon being greedy. It's Vince McMahon and the WWE controlling everything. And to be honest, I am and I'm not stunned that they've gone through with this. And it almost proves that this constant outcry we have as a fan base, or constant outcry that the talent sometimes have, or social media has, it doesn't actually mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. Because this edict from Vince McMahon was broken by Wrestling Inc., Raj over there at Wrestling Inc., about 6 weeks ago, I think. And there was a huge outcry at the time. They can't do this. How can they do this? It's not legal. They're independent contractors. It brought up the independent contractor argument once again. That's how the likes of Andrew Yang and all this sort of stuff came into it at the time. That was all brought up because this story broke. And that was about 6 weeks ago. And everyone said, you know what, I can't see them going through with it because it's terrible, it's bad PR. Is it even legal? All of that sort of stuff. Everyone was fuming. You can't do this. And yet, we're at the end of October now. They're still doing it. They're still going through with it. It's ridiculous. So it shows that this outcry doesn't mean anything, because once Vince McMahon's decided, I want that money, he's going to get it, regardless of if he can, legally or not. He's going to bully them. This big billion-dollar publicly traded company is going to bully its talent into getting that money regardless. It's ridiculous. And I'm sure going forward, this almost won't be an issue anymore, because new contracts, whenever they're signed, new talent coming into the company, there will be a new clause added to that contract saying you can't have a Twitch account, you can't work with third-party platforms unless they're approved, blah, blah, blah. So this is a story that is almost going to be non-existent in a couple of years' time, because there'll be contracts in there, and that'll be that. But if I'm Paige at this point, and I was thinking this, and she mentioned it during her Twitch stream, she mentioned that she's got a big decision to make, because there are, as part of those reports a couple of weeks ago about shutting down the Twitch streams and the YouTube channels and Cameo, it was that if you persist with it, you might be fined, you might be suspended, you might even be fired. And if I'm Paige, I'm looking at the lay of the land right now, and I know, again, it's the pandemic, and she is getting paid to be at home, and I know that's great, but I would just get out of this company. I mean, what is the point anymore, apart from the money? She can't wrestle. She can make decent money. Maybe not as much as her WWE contract, but money isn't the end of the world, guys. Happiness always comes first. She can make decent money by streaming on Twitch. Her social media presence is massive, especially on Instagram. She can do some indie shows. She can do podcasts. She can maybe even be a manager for someone like AEW that would use her on TV or something. It's just not worth it anymore. It's just not worth it anymore if it's her. That's my outcome of this. If I was her, is I would just say, you know what? It's not worth it anymore. If you think you can bully me, you can't. And I'm quite frankly done with it. So we'll have to wait and see. As I mentioned, maybe it's not the last we hear, as Aleister Black and Selena Vega mentioned on their Twitch streams. I'm sure coming out of the TV tapings tonight for SmackDown, we might hear some new news. They'll probably do a meeting, which will get leaked to all the various wrestling websites. So keep your eyes peeled, because I don't think this is the end of this yet. But it's craziness. It's absolute craziness. But of course, as always, it's just one man's opinion. What are your thoughts on the WWE Superstars suspending and shutting down their Twitch streams via the edict from Vince McMahon and the WWE? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll be sure to respond and reply to all of your comments. You don't have to agree with me. If you disagree with me, all comments, all opinions are welcome here on the channel. There is no such thing as a bad or a wrong opinion here. It's all about discussion here in the community. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you have enjoyed this video, please do smash a like on the like button as well. It really does help us out here on YouTube. Go up the rankings and get into people's recommendation feeds if they haven't seen our videos previously. But most importantly, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to Wrestling News 365. You can do that by clicking the bottom right hand corner of the screen right now. Or if you wait a few seconds, there'll be a subscribe button at the end of this video, along with another video for you to watch. Thank you very much for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon. Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.